Turn to the Panhandle. That's where crews continue to battle the largest wildfire in the state's history.
More than 1 million acres have been scorched by the Smokehouse Creek fire, which authorities now say is responsible for at least 2 deaths. Our Gage Goulding has been tracking this massive fire and joins us live with the latest from Fritch, Texas. Gold.
Yeah, this is the scene right here. Unfortunately, we have seen house after house after house that ends up just like this. Really just rubble here in this entire community. As far as you can see, really house after house after house destroyed by this fire. We are actually where the Windy Deuce fire is. It's about 30 minutes away from the Smokehouse Creek fire, which spreads about 1,600 square miles, over 1 million acres in that one specific fire. But you could see this is somebody's belongings. This is somebody's life that was scorched and destroyed by this fire. Connie, you lived here, correct me if I'm wrong, you lived here since 1995, right?
Right.
I mean, where were you when you heard that the fire was coming and you raced here? Where were you?
Well, I was at work at Chris's kitchen, and you know, it was about 2 o'clock. I was about to get off work, and I was taking the trash out, and I saw the smoke back over in here, and I just knew it was over in my area, and I had to leave right then. And I ran home, and just in time where my dog was still inside the house and everything, and smoke was starting to come in. I come in, I'm hoping it'll go by, and it just keeps coming, and I knew to get my pictures and my dog and whatever I could, you know, and all I had was my clothes on my back too, and then I waited for a little bit because I was hoping it might not get this far, and all of a sudden the smoke, I could see the flames starting to come, and I just knew I had to get out. And the smoke was, as I looked back, and the smoke was just covering my trailer. You know, I knew, I was hoping that it, you know, but I found out later it wasn't. But everyone told me it was gone, and I couldn't believe it until I came out here and saw it myself.
Well, Connie, I mean, this is, you know, we've seen houses just like this, you know, as far as about 45 minutes north of here. And one thing that, you know, Connie, you pointed this out to me earlier, and I kind of want to show, these things do work. A fireproof safe here. I don't know if we can see it, but there's a big fireproof safe here that Connie was able to go in there, and I had
to pry it open. I had to pry it open.
You took this is the front of it off.
The front of it, and then I had to there was stuff still in there, and I started digging, boy, and I finally got out, and there was some of my jewelry left, and just a few other things, and it made me feel a whole lot better, you know.
I believe it.
Because if I could just salvage just a few things, you know, that were important to me, and that's what was in there, were things that were important, and family things, and I got it open. It took me a while, but I got it open.
Well, Connie, thank you so much. And this is the concern, you know, with firefighters. This is the same area, Fritch, Texas, where firefighters are from Houston working to make sure that hot spots just like this, you know, whether it be wildland or houses that burn down, don't spark up, especially as these fire conditions tomorrow and Sunday, they're going to be prime for those wildfires to spark back up. Back to you.
We heard from Governor Abbott today about air support specifically, and the deficiencies here in the state of Texas when it comes to using that aircraft to fight wildfire. Are water drops being made successfully at this point, and do crews feel they have the resources they need?
Yeah, that's something the governor brought up. And so far, just from where we've been, and we've driven probably 250 miles today visiting different communities impacted by these fires, and we haven't heard any airplanes. We haven't heard any helicopters. We know water drops are a big thing when these fires happen. Today, not so much. I talked to firefighters. I said, what's the method here? What's the goal? How are we fighting these fires? And what they say is essentially the old-fashioned way when it comes to wildfires. They are going out. They are using hand tools to dig through the dirt, to dig through rubble like this. And then what they're doing is if they find hot spots that could eventually ember up once again, they're using water to kind of cool those spots down, because once these winds pick back up Saturday and Sunday and the relative humidity drops below 10%, which it's all forecasted to do, those embers, all it takes is one to spark and go over to the next field, and then we're right back at square one. So water drops, we haven't seen them today, but I'm sure if this does happen, God forbid, they will be used again.
All right, Gabe, thank you so much. It's so good to have you in the Panhandle giving us an idea of what's exactly happening out there. You're doing a great job. Our thoughts, of course, with everybody there experiencing this. We're going to go to weather now. Justin, Gage